You earned it, you worked for it, and now nobody will check it. This is exactly what happened in Mogadishu just a few weeks ago, and it exposed a currency crisis that has been building for over 30 years. I'm your host, Najib Ahmed, and this is State of the Nation on Mali Network. Let's get into it. Does Somalia have a currency? Yes. Officially, the Somali shilling has been illegal tender since 1962, but here is the truth nobody puts in the textbook. When the government collapsed in 1991, the central bank shut down. Somalia has not printed a single official banknote since. The notes circulating today are pre-war relics, torn, filthy, and largely fake. The IMF estimated that 98% of shillings notes in circulation are counterfeit. Not 10%, not 30%, 98%. So, Somalia has a currency in name. In practice, it has been running on empty for 3 decades. How does it compare to the region? The numbers tell the story. $1 currently buys 571 Somali shillings at official rates. On the streets in Mogadishu, the same dollar fetches over 31,000 shillings. The gap between official and market rates alone tells you how broken the system is. Compare that to Kenya, where the shilling trades around 130 to the dollar, backed by a functioning central bank. Or Djibouti, which pegs its franc tightly and holds the line. Somalia's food inflation sits at 7.8%. In a country where millions already cannot afford enough to eat, every percentage point of inflation is a meal someone skips. Does shilling exist elsewhere in Somalia? Not everywhere, and that is part of the problem. Somaliland ditched the Somali shilling in 1995 and introduced its own currency. It's not strong, but it works within that territory. Puntland tried to enforcing shilling use as recently as 2020, and businesses simply ignored the directive. Garowe traders turned away customers with shillings. Workers paid in local currency could not buy bread even within the federal government's own territory. The shilling competes daily against the US dollar and mobile money. The result is a fractured economy with no single monetary reality. Different rules, different currencies, sometimes on the same street. What happened in Mogadishu? In April 2026, traders in Bakara Market and Hamarwain made a decision: no more shillings. Not out of rebellion, out of exhaustion. The notes were too old, too torn, too degraded to do business with. You cannot restock your shop with notes. A supplier will not accept it. Here is the bottom line. The traders who refused the shillings were not the villains in the story. They were the symptom. The disease is a 30 years of a state that let its own currency rot. And the people paying the price are always the ones who had the least to begin with. Somalia needs new notes in its people's hands, not decrees, not emergency meetings. Soon, we will keep watching. I'm your host, Najib Ahmed. You have been watching State of the Nation on Mali Network. Share this, someone needs to hear it.